Good morning. Good morning. Greetings. Let me pause Minister Jap real quick. Minister Jap is spitting fire on them ratchet chicks, ratchet hood black chicks. If you want to hear some pure comedy and a dude going in on a hood black women, tune in to Minister Jap and just follow his channel. That dude, man, he's off the chain. But at any rate, this is what, day 7 or something of the coronavirus. I won't even say outbreak in America, speckling in America. Different cities and different states in general are taking precautionary measures, as they should. They don't want to make the same mistake that China made as far as minimizing the severity of this pandemic. So, you know, schools are being closed down or postponed for a couple of weeks. Various businesses, certain things like, you know, they're not allowing gatherings. Let me pause the minister real quick. They're not allowing gatherings over, I think, 250 people. From what I heard in New York City, New York City just shut down, period. They shut down all the clubs, all the bars, food places and things of that nature. It's only delivery only. And it just serves as a cautionary measure to minimize spreading the virus. Is the virus lethal? No. It's a cold, it's a flu on steroids. But as far as the research that I've been doing and what I've been seeing on various outlets, the people that are at most risk, or as far as fatality in the disease, people who are elderly and people who have underlying health issues. So essentially, the majority of the people are going to be okay. And they said this disease, I think some kids tested positive for it, but I don't think there have been any child deaths as far as I know. But what else? Anything else I had to tell you? Oh, also they say if you do have it, it takes your body about 2 weeks to recover. It's a 2-week cold. You know, keep yourself isolated. I mean, we don't have a cure, but the body itself constructs a cure with this. I mean, this shit could have been like HIV, and our body wouldn't be able to fight it at all. You know what I mean? So that's fortunate. But it's an airborne pathogen. That's the thing that's awesome about this motherfucker. You know the wild shit about this shit too is that the symptoms, they say body aches. What else? What are the symptoms? Body aches, runny nose, sore throat, dry cough. I mean, essentially, it's the same symptoms as a flu or allergies. So it could be, so anybody can have it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way of not knowing. And then on top of that, they say that because it's not a strong virus. So some people are like, if you got a strong immune system and you're relatively young, relatively healthy. Some people are asymptomatic. They don't have symptoms at all. They just walking around carrying the motherfucker like certain tribes in Africa, certain Africans, because like they try to ravage the countries, certain countries. I'm gonna just throw a country out there, Nigeria, where HIV. So over the years, after decades and shit, like the certain tribes have developed immunity to the shit. So they're carriers, but they don't get sick. What is this fucking truck doing, yo? How the fuck you got a tailgating truck? That shit's stupid. Yeah, so they don't even show those symptoms of the shit, but they can pass it on. And that's the same thing with this virus. Some people, they still living relatively healthy. They're just carriers. They play host to the virus, and you can spread it to others. But if you're young, man, like, or relatively young, or just healthy in general, you're gonna be fine. If you sick, just stay your black ass, or your white ass, or your chink ass in the motherfucking house. But to live in fear, man, like, this shit is annoying, though. Like, that shit is corny, dude. The fearful thing is not the virus, though. The fearful thing is, I will admit, with the government, like, you know, the prospect of martial law and then forcing us what we can and cannot do, and what we can and can't buy, and the quantities and how much we can buy, and things of that nature. That's relatively frightening. But I'm just talking about this disease or the virus itself. So it's not a scary thing to me, man. I choose not to be afraid. Basically, you got two factions of media. You got one side pumping doom and gloom. This is the apocalypse. This is the last days, and we out of here. You understand? And God is exacting his revenge on all the human beings that didn't listen to whatever the fuck weirdo, mysterious shit he wanted us to do, even though there's 7,000 different religions and 7,000 different gods and shit, and fucking pick your poison as far as what's the right path. But that's a whole other topic and discussion. I'm not getting into. So you got the doom and gloom faction. Then you have the super optimistic, like they just don't, hey, we're just carefree, we just don't care, you know what I mean? Everything's gonna be alright. I'm not just gonna live my life. I don't give a fuck. I'm smashing all these chicks raw dog and kissing everybody. I'm dapping motherfuckers up after I take a piss while touching my hands. You got that faction. Two extremes. Me personally, I'm somewhere like in the middle. I'm not gonna like just live my life and feel, I'm scared, I don't want to get it. Yo, it's a fucking virus, it's microscopic. There's nothing, you can minimize, you can lower your chances of getting it, but there's really nothing you can do to stop yourself from getting that shit. You just have to be prepared once you do get it, just like a flu. Like every year, like more people have died from the flu this year than the coronavirus, bro. And we ain't saying it's no flu pandemic. Well, I think this year alone 50,000 people died. And I think worldwide, if I saw the numbers correctly, I think 168,000 people caught it. I think it said like 5,000 people perished, but I think the majority of those individuals that died were elderly, right? Or had underlying health issues. And out of the 168,000, after like 2 weeks, 70,000 don't even test negative for it. 70,000 people have bounced back from it. So that should be a level of optimism that we should be looking at instead of doom and gloom. Maybe shutting all this shit down is the right thing to do for like 2 weeks, or put it to a minimum of just workers that gotta go outside, like deliveries and things of that nature. You know what I mean? But maybe it's the right thing for us to minimize these large groups and gatherings. That makes sense. But I refuse to live in fear. When people, I'm scared, I'm gonna get it. Like, motherfucker, nigga, is you 90? Bitch, is you 95 years old, bitch? You got tuberculosis? Now, like, granted, there's some people that have those underlying health issues, but they was on their, nah, stop, I'm about to make a joke. It's on their way out the door anyway. It's just medical process. Let me stop now. I'm not trying to make jokes and nothing like that. But if you was dealing with something underlying, you was already dealing with it anyway. It's just coupled with the fact that you have this new thing that's going around. Now people are trying to surmise where it came from. Some ask why aren't a lot of animals testing positive for it. This is my thing. We fucking focused on human beings right now. We're focusing on getting a vaccine and drawing humans' blood, and people that are getting cured from it, we're drawing their blood and seeing what their white blood cells did to defeat this motherfucker, so we can process and synthesize that process and put it into other people. That's what we're trying to do. We ain't worried about the fucking animals right now. We're worried about the humans. And if this thing was genetically engineered, which I believe it was, but if this is genetically engineered, maybe it wasn't engineered to harm animals. And a lot of animals, a lot of different creatures play host to different viruses and different bacteria that does not harm them, but it harms other people that come in, other organisms and beings that come in contact with them. There's not one specific thing across the board that get everybody sick. There's not one specific thing across the board that everyone is allergic to. Everybody's different. Every creature is different. Every being is different. So when people use dumbass logic, well, the animals don't got it, but we got it. Like, yo, some animals do, some don't. And I don't think scientists are focusing on the animals right now. And like I said before, if it's man-made and it wasn't designed to make animals sick, or they realize that animals are immune to it, then therein lies your answer. It's a pretty simple answer. you know. But I'm not gonna live in fear. It just sucks. You know, I strive to be a stand-up comedian. I am a stand-up. I'm a professional stand-up comic. You know, I could be getting more work. I'm definitely not gonna be getting no work right now in these circumstances. But you know, I'm a professional comedian, and my profession requires me to perform in front of large numbers of people. Right now, we're in a situation where, like, music, like concerts, the concert industry, because essentially comedy shows are concerts. The concert industry is basically virtually been eradicated right now. The concert industry has been eradicated, so you got to do different things, man. I mean, I'm not gonna jump the gun and be like, oh shit, I'm about to just change my career, but if stuff stays messed up too long, listen, I will hop my big ass back into an 18-wheeler, get myself trained back up, and start delivering shit. And I will do podcasts from my truck, like the Little Guy Trucker Show. Look up the Little Guy on YouTube. He's pretty dope too. Yeah. Well, that living in fear shit. That shit is dumb. A lot of y'all, you are literally developing your opinions, and your emotions are predicated on how the media is telling you how to feel, doom and gloom. In the beginning, I felt myself falling into that category of being all terrified and shit. You know why? Because I was listening to the news cycle constantly. I was listening to doom and gloom shit all day, constantly. Doom and gloom, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. So what happens is you're programming yourself to be afraid. And this is the thing, your immune system isn't as effective if you have a negative attitude. If you have a depressed, sullen, scared, your immune system isn't as effective. I don't know why. I can't explain why that works. I don't know the science behind that, but I do know, like, people recover from cancers and various diseases. The people that recover the most are the people that have the best attitude about it. For some reason, it makes your immune system look stronger. That's something to research, though. That's something to look up as to why that is. You know what I'm saying? What is it about having a positive attitude that makes your immunity that much more effective? That's a really good question. That's a real good question. You know what I'm saying? But I say that, like, the best defense is to obviously be cautious and be sanitary. But basically, you should be doing the shit that you should have been doing since your mother or your father or whoever fuck your guardian was taught you when you was young to wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? Not put your fingers in your mouth. Wash your hands when you come from outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, be careful as far as touching people and shaking hands and all that, and always having, like, a thing of sanitizer. My shit is low, and I always have. I've been rocking with sanitizer way before this apocalypse didn't happen, but you always have some type of hand sanitizer or wipes. People is, no, I'm not gonna give away all my sanitizing secrets, because I don't want all of y'all motherfuckers bum rushing the store. But there's different types of things you can use as a surrogate or a substitute for sanitizer. You know what I'm saying? There's different things that you can use. I'll let y'all figure that motherfucker out yourselves. But the doom and gloom fear shit is corny. That shit is a major turn off. I'm scared. Why are you scared? Especially when it's people that's like under, if you under a certain age, yo, there's no way you should be terrified of this shit. I mean, yeah, be worried for others, be worried for old, elderly people, older people that are going through it. But as far as yourself personally, nigga, just wash your hands and don't put your fingers in your butt and then put them in your mouth. The instructions to keep yourself as safe as possible during this crisis, because it is a crisis, whether the disease is super strong or not. You know, the government and the media, they're making it a crisis, and they're taking precautionary measures. You know what I mean? I think it's better to have, I think they said it's 1,700 cases in America. It's better to have 1,700 than 500, 500,000 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to put ourselves in a state of quarantine. I totally get it. I think I had the motherfucker like 2 weeks ago because I was coughing and shit. You know what I mean? But it was weird. But I didn't have the body aches. I didn't have the flu. And I do have, this is allergy season. The trees are starting to pollinate and shit like that. But I had a pretty bad cough like 2 weeks ago, phlegm and all that shit. And now the shit is gone. You know what I mean? I probably didn't spread it to the whole bunch of motherfuckers. But at that time, even when I was popping off, nobody even really, they didn't really give a description of what the symptoms were at that particular juncture, you know. And like I said, I always suffer with nasal shit. I've been suffering with this type of shit since I was a kid. I'm lactose intolerant, and I eat dairy products. You know what I mean? I think I'm allergic to certain types of nuts, and I just never got tested for that shit in a long time. And I know I have like seasonal allergies of pollen and grass and cats and shit like that. So I've always been a snot. I got a little bit of snot in the back of my nose right now as we speak, you know? But I'm not gonna fucking live in fear, man. Fuck that. Like, people start, I mean, I understand the stockpiling, the weapons and the guns, and you want to have your guns ready, and then people want to act like this is about to be some post-apocalyptic world. Let me tell you something, man. When it's your time to go, it don't matter how many fucking guns and bullets and all the shit you have. When it's time to die, it's time to fucking die, man. Where was the memo that we all were supposed to live forever? Yes, religious people, they'll try to tell you that shit because that's a selling point to follow their fucking religion. They sell you on this idea that you was meant to live forever. They sell you on this idea to fear death, to have despair because death is looming. They sell you on this idea that if you follow the religion, this one bullshit thing that we taught you to be afraid of as far as death and despair and all this shit, this one bullshit thing, well, you know what? We have the secret to get around the bullshit that we taught you, so follow our religion. You take away the fear of death, man, this whole world will be fucking different, man. The same people that's pumping us and preaching us heaven, you got heaven. If you follow us, you'll have heaven. It's the same bullshit motherfuckers that made us fear death in the first place. If nobody feared death or anything like that, nobody would follow religion. This whole world will be totally fucking different, man. And that's the same concept. It's the same parallel with diseases. These motherfuckers is constructing and inventing these diseases and shit, you know what I mean, just so they can get us to follow them because they made a quote-unquote cure or vaccination that we got to take in order to help ourselves, when they the fucking bitch-ass assholes that created the disease in the first place. If they didn't create the disease in the first place, this whole shit would be totally different. The same motherfuckers that created the idea or constructed the disease is the same motherfuckers that created death being a bad thing, man. That's my own personal belief. I'm not saying it's true, but I just choose to live with that mindset in this world. That's how I choose to live, you know? That's how I choose to think. You dig what I'm saying? And then there's other assholes. I was listening to Jason Black. It's another YouTuber, and he was saying that it's not that there's a shortage of sanitizer. What's happening is these asshole, hoarding, greedy motherfuckers. Some dude was going around in a fucking mini U-Haul truck, and he was going to like the Walgreens, the Walmarts, the CVS. This motherfucker would come in and buy like shopping carts full of sanitizer. Put the sanitizer, fill up his whole U-Haul truck. He got a whole stockpile of sanitizer, and then he's going back and selling like $2 bottles of hand sanitizer for $30. And he's talking about, yeah, I'm about to take care of my kids. My kids gonna go to college because I'm about to just pop off of it. Like, y'all some fucking assholes, man. Capitalist, greedy assholes. There was this one Facebook meme, some black bitch. She had I think it was at Costco, the big ass shopping cart. Bitch had a big ass shopping cart of like 20 gallons of milk. Like 20 gallons in a shopping cart. In a time of, you don't need 20 fucking gallons of milk. What they say, if you freeze it, milk can last for 6 months. But yo, you don't need 20 gallons of milk for a 2-week incubation or a 2-week quarantine period, man. Fuck you need that much milk for? That's just so selfish, because she gonna try to flip it. The milk about $3 a gallon. She gonna probably turn around, sell them shit. I got the milk though. Like, crises like these, it bring out the cowardice in a lot of motherfuckers. It brings out the greed in a lot of motherfuckers. It brings out the stupidity in a lot of y'all motherfuckers, man. Be cautious. Take, like, you know, I keep touching my face. My face itch, fucking is what it is. I sanitize my hands, so whatever. I sanitize my hands all day, every day. When my hands dry, I wash my shit so much. But take the necessary precautions, but living in fear. Oh God, it touched too close to home. I don't want to catch it. If you catch it, stay your bitch ass home. Would you think your body not strong enough to fucking fight it off? If you thinking like you sick and it's going to destroy you, it will destroy you. But that's like with anything though. If you have a negative mindset, you're going to destroy yourself. Your body's going to implode on itself. The white blood cells ain't going to work as much. You know what I'm saying? Because you putting out these weak vibes, man. We still got to live, man. We still got to conduct business. If you choose to live in fear and be terrified, that's a choice of your own. Yo, just do some research. Look at the facts. And don't just look at one side. And listen to doctors. Don't just listen to politicians talk. Listen to doctors and various doctors. You know what I'm saying? Listen to like a whole bunch of different points of view and then come up with your own conclusion. But ultimately, man, I mean, numbers don't lie. And 70,000 people out of the original 170,000 people that had it, 70,000 people are healthy again. You understand what I'm saying? So just be a little bit more open-minded and objective with this. And just have a positive mindset. Because even if it was like a really cataclysmic thing, you know, thinking positive is the best thing that you can do in this situation, man. Not thinking negatively and being in despair. Because like the negative thoughts just breeds the greed and the stupidity and the hoarding and the guy with the U-Haul truck, you know, getting all the hand sanitizer, and the dumbass black bitch buying all the 20 fucking gallons of milk. You know what I'm saying? And the people buying up all the Clorox wipes and all this shit. You know? Just think positive, man. Have a positive mindset. We're gonna be fine, man. The world has been through worse. We are far more technologically advanced, you know, as far as technology and as far as medicine, as far as hygiene. It's a different world, you know. Other countries like China, they were hit harder by this shit because they minimized it and they didn't act on it. And on top of that, they just have fucking their high. First of all, China has 6.2 more times people than we have in America. 6.2. Or whatever the fucking number is. 6.8. I can't think of the number off the top of my head. It's a lot more dense, so that there's a higher probability of spreading it. So if there's more people, it's more dense, you know, so there's less hygiene. And then they just got a fucked up cuisine. They just eat exotic, weird shit where these animals play host to all kinds of shit that human beings weren't supposed to be coming in contact of. So of course they're gonna have a higher level. It's gonna be a lot more destruction. You know what I mean? As far as like the ailment, that's just basic motherfucking logic, man. You know what I mean? We'll be fine. We'll be okay. Stop living in fear. Live your life. The government tell you to stay in your crib, you know what I'm saying? Just for 2 weeks, just stock up a little something. Get yourself canned goods. I gotta get some more water, by the way. You know, canned goods, water. If you don't got hand sanitizer, use just regular soap and a rag. Yo, even if you run out of toilet paper, all you need is a washcloth and soap. You have a dry washcloth to wipe your ass and a wet washcloth to clean it. Works just as effective, actually more effective than the toilet paper. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have some type of wipes or some type of wet wipe when you fucking go to the bathroom all the time. And I stay with a rag. I stay with a rag, even way before the shit. You know what I'm saying? When I take a shit, I don't just use toilet paper. If I don't got wipes, I got my rag right on me. I soap that motherfucker up real good, clean my ass off. I soap it and then I hand wash that shit and wring it out real good, and as good as new. My mother taught me that shit. We from the South. We survive, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need toilet paper like that. Yeah, we need it. If you run out of toilet paper, a lot of people aren't buying paper napkins. Fuck it. Use the napkins as a substitute too. The square napkins, if you want to use a substitute. But those will clog up your toilet though. You have to throw those napkins. You got to throw in the garbage cans. Yeah, but if you got a rag, that's all you need. You need 2 rags, one to wipe like wet both of them. The first rag wipes off the initial shit, and then the second rag you soap it up, it cleans it, and then you wash it again and you dry it off. It's a tedious process, but you know what I'm saying. You don't gotta. I was in Big Y yesterday, and it was the 48, not the 48 pack. Well, I think it's 12. I think it's like a 12 pack, but the toilet paper is so thick that you get like 48 rolls worth. Man, that shit was like $28 for that shit. Almost $30 for a thing of fucking toilet paper, man. Fuck out of here, man. Give me a rag. I'm straight. I don't even need that, yo. You know? But get yourself like a canned goods are non-perishables, you know what I'm saying? Those are good. Like, you got your beans, your corn, and ravioli, all that type of shit. Like, people buying up all the bread, that's fucking stupid, because bread goes bad fast. That's the last thing. Oh shit, I missed my turn. That's the last thing that you really want to get is bread, because it goes fast. It goes really, 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 really quick, man. It's a perishable item. Man. Yep. So bread goes quick, but perishables don't. And bread is bad. It's carbs and shit. That shit ain't really fucking that good for you anyway. I'm talking about motherfuckers is buying all the bread. I looked at the bread. I was doing my shopping for somebody. Looking through the bread aisle, they took the gluten free. They took any type of bagel, any type of even a nasty bread. You know what I'm saying? The type no gluten and no flour and shit, man. They took everything. But you know what's still like cookies and sweets and all that shit? That shit is still intact. That's still there. A lot of frozen food, frozen dinners and shit like that is still there. I mean, you just got to be a little bit more creative when you go out shopping, but you can still get your essentials. You just got to get different things. People buying the fuck out of produce. I don't understand why produce is going like that, because produce, those are perishable. This is shit that's going to die. This is shit that's going to go bad quick, man. 2 weeks from now, y'all going to have a fucking refrigerators and shit full of bad milk and bad fruit and shit. They ain't going to eat all that stuff. Fuck out of here. Get your like frozen sausages, stuff like that. You know. I remember I was doing my right. A lot of times I gotta turn around. That's why I turn it down. When I do my shopping, I don't like to have the cart with me at all times, because I'm a bigger guy. Plus, if it's a lot of people in a grocery store, you like leave your cart in one area, you know what I'm saying, and then you go down the aisle and get all your stuff that you need. So, you know, kind of like, it's like the cart is the spaceship, and then I leave the cart. The cart is like the boat, and and I dock the boat, and I get off the boat, and I go on the island and get the things I need. I got some, I had some organic eggs. A customer ordered some organic eggs, right? So, you know, I had the organic eggs at the top part of the cart. And I went to like another aisle to get like, I was in the same aisle. I went up the aisle to get some like tomato sauce or some shit. I was at Aldi. So I'm walking back. This bitch, some fucking dusty ass Jamaican bitch, had her hand in my cart. All my shit is neatly organized too when I shop. So that you know, like somebody consciously did this shit. If it's somebody like that, a worker from the store, they don't give a fuck. They just throw all the, you know, like all the extra stuff or whatever. They just throw the shit in the cart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When they trying to organize stuff or rearrange shit. So she touching. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He left it here. Is there more? I'm saying, bitch, I don't know, but get the fuck out of here. Like, if you see this shit organized, I put my shit out of the way so I'm not in nobody's way. I'm the most I'm the most aggravated. I'm the most aggravated, man. Because people is fucking stupid. They won't pay it. These motherfuckers be looking left. Hold on. Give me and then turning right and shit. Walking fast as fuck. Like behind blind corners. Like they'll get right behind you when they shopping for some shit. Like I don't never get directly behind anybody when I shop. You know, if I need something within a certain area and I see it's a cluster of motherfuckers in that area, I just go somewhere else and I come back. I try my best. I'm a big dude. You probably wouldn't even know I was there, yo. I try my best to avoid people as much as I possibly can, yo. As much as I possibly can. You know, if I see you coming up fast, I'll get out your fucking way. You know what I mean? Get out the way so you can go ahead and do what you got to do. Like, I don't never be shopping directly behind somebody, following somebody foot by foot. That shit is, ooh, that shit give me the heebie-jeebies. I hate that shit, man. It'd be a whole aisle, nobody in the aisle. Every time I go to grab some shit, somebody want to be right the fuck next to me. Let me see, 7. I can't see. This is it. Yeah, this is it. Give me 1 second. It's 7, right? Yeah. Whew, damn, that box was heavy. I be making myself struggle with this one. Yeah. We thought that Kobe Bryant passing away was one thing that the whole world would pay attention to simultaneously and be affected by it. Boy, were we wrong. Man, there's so much money out here right now with this Instacart shit. This shit is crazy. It's popping, man. But yeah, man. You know what? I think I'm gonna tell my moms this is the perfect time to sign up for DoorDash or Instacart or some shit like that. You know, delivery services only. You know, like that minimizes the amount of people going out. Like, the virus going to spread, period. There's nothing you can do to stop the virus, but you can minimize the rate of it spreading. So, like, let's say, like, a store normally has 1,000 people in that motherfucker. Somebody got a coronavirus, 1,000 motherfuckers get it, right? If you only have like, instead of having 1,000 people in the store, you got just 20 shoppers. That's it, like 20 people shopping for people. Instead of 1,000 motherfuckers spreading it, only 20 people spread it. You know what I mean? And what happens, it eventually starts to rectify itself because you're not spreading it as fast. And it only takes people about 2 weeks, 2 weeks to 30 days to get better from it. You know what I mean? Within a month of various people just quarantining themselves and just having a healthier practices, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But as a comedian, though, that this is some retired shit. Like, damn. I'm literally about to do a comedy show online tonight. I'm literally about to do a web comedy show, and I actually look forward to doing that shit. Let's see how that pans out. You know, let's see how that pans out. But anyway, man, enough of the doom and gloom. Be positive in your thoughts. Be responsible, but don't live in fear. Do what you have to do. The government gonna tell you, you know, if you got to stay in the crib for a couple of weeks, you know, now is the time before you get to that point to stock up. But the government did. I think in New York City, you can still get stuff delivered to you. Like delivery services are still available. So because they have to have a way for you to get something. They ain't gonna just let you starve and die inside your house. You know what I'm saying? So. But we'll be fine. I'll holler at y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green pizza.